Good morning. My name is Tom Stapley. I'm Director of Partnerships at Satago, and I'm here this morning to walk you through our platform and hopefully answer any questions that you have. So some of you might know, but for those who don't, Satago is a 3-in-1 cash flow management platform solution designed to help SMEs with risks and insights into their business. So today we're going to walk through a few different sections of our platform and how to use it, starting with our risk insights to enable you to see risks approaching, automated credit control, and then our digitized invoice finance. So I guess to start, one of the main benefits of our platform is that you're able to credit search businesses that you're working with. So as part of using Satago, you get unlimited soft searches that look a little bit like this. Throughout the platform, they're color-coded, traffic light coded, so you can see exactly where the risks are at a glance. You have unlimited soft searches, as I mentioned. So information that we're showing here is days beyond terms. So you can see that actually when you're going into work with a client, exactly what they're going to be like down the line, and it can help you make a decision around credit limits too. So growing in time once you build a relationship with them, but roughly where to pitch that. As part of your subscription as well, you get 25 full credit reports. They can be accessed from over in this section here. We won't go into too much detail on this one on this call, but it's a full 8 to 10 page credit report to give you a really in-depth understanding of who you're working with or going to start be working with. If 25 isn't sufficient as well, there's also a bolt-on so you can pay for extra if you think you'll use that. But the majority of customers that we work with find 25 full credit reports per year. In addition to this quick snapshot, more than sufficient. On top of that as well, we have an integration with Sage 50, like a few other accounting softwares. We're pulling in information all the time, lots of data, making it easily digestible. So at a snapshot again, the idea is at a glance you can see what's going on, you can see where the risks are. So at the top here we have our aged debtors. It's quite useful, but if you want to tap into it and see exactly where the customers sit, it's a quick click, you're in, and then you can see the amount of time the invoice is overdue, which customers fit into that, and then if you have finite time where you want to go straight to the big risks, you start on your 90 days plus and work down here. Because it's in red as well, there's a very real risk that you might not get that money. So it's like, where can you have the biggest impact in a short amount of time? And it's similar with our risk concentrations here. So you might have seen that a lot of other softwares, including Sage, probably have days overdue. We've actually overlaid that with various different risk points to actually build a risk model on top of that as well. So you'll see here that down the bottom is probably where you want to spend most of your time, because there's a chance that those businesses wouldn't be paying you at any point. And as you scroll down into this, this is all being updated in real time. There's lots of interesting areas in here. Customer credit summary, different size of open invoices, largest to smallest, industry sector, where there's a risk there, and highest risk active customers. So if you need to make it, you need to be reaching out to people, you want to be having conversations around what's going on, you want to be adjusting credit limits. This is very, very useful area of the system where customers tend to spend a lot of time. From there, we also, so this is where you're going in and proactively looking. When logging into Satago, you also have a section up here which is around notifications. Now, if any of your debtors, suppliers, businesses that you're working with have a change to their credit limit, have a CCJ, as an example, Gazette, something like that that's going to make, could have an impact to your business, making sure that you're paid, you'll receive a notification there. We'll also send an email to you as well. So we're proactively pushing information out and hopefully enabling you to get ahead of risks. So we've just had a question in here. This is around international. So at the moment, this is just UK to UK. So a lot of what we'll go through today, especially the invoice finance as well. So it's for businesses that are in the UK, pound to pound, working on terms for the most part. So that's our risk insight section. We also have our credit control. Now I'll just sit on the settings here. Now the fundamental, well, I guess the main benefit of this is generally a very manual process that customers are doing. Their businesses are doing. They're calling their customers, they're emailing, they're trying to get invoices paid, and it can take on average 7 or 8 hours per week. Now, with setting up this tool, we found that 74% of invoices are paid within 4 days. So it's getting capital back into the business. You're not having to get finance on it, and also you're not having a person or time that you would otherwise spend taking away from your day jobs and doing this. It can be more proactively used within the business. And what I wanted to show you here is just how customizable it can be. So no matter what your current process is, we can match it. So it's day, times of the week, how many reminders you send, how many thank yous, when you do it, that's totally up to you. It's also fully integrated into your inbox as well. So it looks and feels like it's coming from you rather than being outsourced. And all of the replies come back into Satago in addition to your inbox too. So you can keep an eye on it on that front too. We also understand that the way you want to deal with different customers, depending on your relationship with them, you need to be able to bucket or customize different messages depending on tone and how you want to deal with them. So from one extreme of someone that you've worked with 10 years, really good relationship, all the way through to a bad payer, you can change the tone of the email, the amount of chases, the amount of reminders you send to deal with customers in different ways. So that's our credit control function, very much setting it up. Initially, you can use it on a handful of customers, use it for your entire customer base, turning it on and letting it do the hard work for you. We'd also now like to run on to our invoice finance section. Now, I guess I wanted to spend a bit of time talking through the benefits of invoice finance. Now, I guess fundamentally, it used to be a bit of a slow process. If you go back 5 to 10 years, it was a lot of manual sending statements to banks, waiting to hear, and a lot of the time, by the time you got an answer, it was too late and you'd gone somewhere else. You'd use traditional things like overdraft, business loans, credit cards. We're here to try and flip that on its head, as we can get to a lending decision that's transparent an awful lot quicker. We're using accounting software such as Sage. We're pulling all that information through. We're using open banking to be able to do most of the heavy lifting with only generally a handful of documents being needed to finance. Where can we help? Well, a lot of the time you'll have customers that you're working with who you want to continue to work with, but they put you on 45, 60, 90-day terms. You probably know you're going to get paid, but it slows everything down within the business, and I'm sure you'd have more use for that money if you were able to access a percentage of it upfront. So what we're doing with two different types of finance is enabling access to funds as and when you need it with a quick turnaround. And generally, we can lend within 24 hours. I think I mentioned it to start with a question that came into the channel. So invoice finance in particular, so it's B2B, it's in the UK, in sterling, and working in pounds. So that will probably suit most people in the school, but there might be a few that are looking at other options like trade finance outside of the UK that we can't currently offer right now. But yeah, this is particularly for customers who are working on terms and could do more with the money if they're able to access it quickly, but are waiting for customers to pay or are continuously chasing customers to pay. So we offer both a full invoice finance solution, which is what you're seeing here. So this is where we'll lend against all of your invoices as when you need it. We offer you a facility that high, and we'll continue to work with you as invoices are paid. We release more money to allow the credit, and as more invoices are raised, you're able to lend more money against it. This is more of a committed facility where we look to work with customers over a 12-month period, where we can support them with their cash flow needs, and it's something they see a benefit to, that they're kind of using every month to support with growth, to make sure that funds are always there when they need to pay salaries, etc. I also want to show today something we call our selective invoice finance. Now, this is for customers maybe who haven't used it before, or actually think I could do with this sparingly or every now and then, or with a troubled customer, but I don't need something every month. So this can sit in the background. It's pulling through all your invoices in real time. There's no committed to it. If you don't need to use it for 6 months, that's absolutely fine. But as and when you need to lend, you can. Quite simply, you would run through here. What invoice would I like to raise against? Okay, we'd like to look at this one here, and then it's added to a basket where you're able to check out. You can lend against a single invoice for a minimum amount of £500. So you're not committed to large invoices. You're not committed to doing it every month. And this is something that you have access to and is working in real time when you download Satago and start using Satago. And obviously, you're only paying for the funds that you have out at that time. Now, there'll be other providers that will be charging disbursement fees, monthly fees, or servicing fees. With Satago, it's quite simple. We tell you what it's going to cost you, and you're just paying money for the money that you have out at that time. So you're not paying fees for just to keep this facility live. And it's quite clear down here. So if you were lending against this invoice here, 15 days overdue, it's a very low risk. Estimated daily cost of £4.15, estimated 30 days cost of £124. We would then look to lend you up to 90% of that invoice and be able to work with you digitally, but also with our credit team to lend within 24 hours, giving you access to those funds. So that's a very high level touch on invoice finance. I guess our selective as well as our whole book. This, when you log into Satago, is over on the left-hand side where you can look at it. There's no commitment to it, and it's working away in real time, so you can see exactly what's going on there. Outside of that, I guess before we open up to see if anyone has any questions, how to find Satago. So we luckily have a great deal with Sage at the moment. So we're actually part of their finance package offering, which some of you today on the call might be part of. So we are included in a finance package. So we're one of the, I believe it's 5 or 6 benefits that you get as taking that package. Outside of that, you can also find us in the marketplace and apps and add-ons where you're able to work with us. I know outside of this, once we finish, an email will be sent out with a notification with a recording of this webinar as well. Any replies to that we'll pick up, and we'll reach out to customers if we've got any additional questions. But I guess that is a very high level overview of Satago and what it can do. And I guess I want to open now if there's any questions. I can see the bar if anyone wants to ask anything while we're live on this chat. Just while any questions might be typed. This is our taskboard, so this is where you'll start. Any notifications that I mentioned, any questions that we might have, any information that we want to pass your way can be found on this home task page. Any tasks getting set up, guides to make sure that you're fully aware of how the system is used can all be found here. And then just a bit of a recap. So we have our risk insights, that's our credit searches, that's soft and full. So full reports if you need it, soft searches if you just want to have an idea of what's going on. We have our automated credit control. So that's setting up and automating a very manual process, but maintaining that relationship with customers. And then you have our finance. So it's kind of a nice story. Risk insights is getting ahead of things, seeing risks or issues before they arise, before they affect your business. Secondly, it's credit control. It's automating that manual process and getting the software to do some hard work for you. And then if those have failed, or you're working with customers who are on terms and actually you can really do with that capital, we think about Christmas, we think about buying stock, machinery, whatever it is, you just want that capital back in the business, you're able to access finance that way too. So if there aren't any more questions, I guess I'll leave it there. Please do reach out if you have any questions after this, any issues, anything you want to run through. We have a full customer support team who can be accessed via phone, email, and also in platform chat down the bottom here. We can be accessed at all times. We have a updated frequent asked questions section at the work as well that might handle most of your issues. But we're here to help and guide you through it, and ultimately support SMEs with their cash flow. Okay, well, I guess I'll leave it there then. Thank you very much for joining. The webinar will be sent out after this, and I know there'll be a link as well to send in for any questions. I think that was a question in the channel. So if you joined late, you'll get this recording sent out, I believe, in the next couple of hours. And any other information that's not included in this that you would like, please do reach out to us. But other than that, have a great day. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Any questions, please let us know. Thank you very much.